Hey everybody, how's it going?
There we go. Okay, it is live. I'm wondering, we're getting tons of notifications right now. And anyway, we are live. What's up, everybody? Nice to be back on here with you from Murcia, Spain, spelled M-U-R-C-I-A. Somebody asked me the other day, like, where are you from?
It is 4 de marzo, March 4th.
Wow.
Oh, you like that, huh?
Ah, that's pretty good.
Doing a little homework.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. What's up, Jill? Nice to have you on here with us. Hey, Mandy. How are you? Good to see you guys on here with us today. I know it is noon or 11 o'clock for some of you. Our Canadians, it's 9 o'clock in the morning. What's up, Sarah? Thank you so much for being a part of the virtual workshop. What's up, Carrie? I know the Canadian team rocked it out with the workshops again this past weekend. What's up, Mel? What's happening, girl? Glad to see some of those Facebook posts with some familiar faces on there. It's been quite an amazing week this past week. It's been a blur. We've been all over Spain this week, meeting with a lot of amazing people, and it kind of came to a crescendo on Saturday night with a room packed with people, somewhere between 110 and probably 130, 140 people. I don't have the final numbers on it.
You cannot beat having the vibe of excitement in a room when you're talking about this opportunity. I mean, you know, you sit down with somebody and you share this information one-on-one, and it's exciting. And you get on Zooms and share the information, and it's exciting. But when you can feel the excitement in the room, really exciting. I loved it. It's been a little while since we've been in that type of an atmosphere. Super cool.
I gotta tell you, if you come to Spain with one of these, it's like better than money. So you have to hide these if you come to Spain. So we're back right now. What you're looking in the backdrop is the living room in this house that we are renting, and so I can't take these to the office because they'll like take them from me. They won't ever come back. So they are super excited here for the launch of this company, LifeVantage, and again, we said it last week, we're getting a new perspective and gratitude for this opportunity because it's such a special thing to be a part of LifeVantage, a part of changing people's lives with these products. We heard, I don't know what it is about this area, but unlike any area I've seen before, the testimonies that are coming out of this area is just unbelievable. Yeah. In a short period of time, people are absolutely in love with the products, and to hear their life stories, to see the tears in their eyes over products changing people's lives is at its most basic form what we do, right? Because when people's lives change, those stories are so easy to tell. In fact, you can't stop someone from telling those stories. What's up, Gladys? What's up, Amy? How are you?
You know, were you done with your thought? Something to think about. The event that's taken place 2 weeks, basically less than 2 weeks now, in Barcelona. It's not just a launch event for Spain. It's almost like a...
It's more, well, it's a leadership event more than a launch event.
It's almost like a European Elite Academy, I guess is the easiest way to classify it. So, and here's the thing, for those of you who maybe haven't looked into this yourself, I know when we were coming, we were looking at some of the flights just from like areas of Spain into France or London, or you guys, their flights are like $50. So if you've got each way, if you've got people who...
I'm just looking at our daughter staring
through the glass.
Through the glass.
The other side of the door. If you've got people in the European market...
She's worse than a cat or a dog. She's just like, hey, whoa, there's a live going on.
She's like, there's a camera. I must go to
There's a camera, so I must be on the camera. I must. We love you. You got anything you want to say to all these amazing people?
Nope.
Tell them hello in Spanish.
Hola.
Tell them goodbye. Now tell them goodbye.
Adios.
Bye-bye. Adios. Hasta luego. Shut the door, please.
So if you know anybody who is looking at this company, You guys know the difference it makes to attend an Elite Academy. It just allows you to kind of pull the curtains back on what we've got here. And so if you've got somebody who is maybe not 100% sure, guests are free. They could take a $50 flight here and back and get to meet the corporate staff and get kind of that feel for what we have at LifeVantage. So just wanted you to know that, because I don't want you to think it's just a launch event.
No,
for Spain.
it's not even in Spanish. So some of the Spanish people were a little upset to hear that this event was not going to be in Spanish since it's in Spain, but it's because it is a European leadership event. So the Canadians are familiar with this process because they've had leadership events up there for a number of years. Same thing, it's just that it's an event that happens to be in Spain, which is amazing for the Spanish people here because it's much cheaper to get to Barcelona than it is to get to London or Paris or, you know, in Germany. So,
but like Saturday is a full day that starts, I think, at 9 in the morning. And
guess who's doing the opportunity meeting? There's an opportunity meeting Saturday at this event. Guess who's doing the opportunity meeting? So get your people there. Get your guests there. Lynette's going to take the stage right after Darren Jensen. So Justin comes on stage to welcome everybody. Darren comes on to kind of give the president's address. And yours truly, Miss Cunningham, takes the stage right after Darren to give all the guests the opportunity of LifeVantage. So guests are free. It's, you guys know, there's nothing more powerful than events. So let us know if you're going to have guests there. Don't ask us for the address individually because you can simply get that at lifevantage.com. Go there into the events and you can find where the launch is. They've actually emailed everybody as well with the address and the hotel. It's the Skipper Hotel in Barcelona, one of the really, really nice hotels of Barcelona. It's going to be a fantastic event. So it's something that, you know, we didn't get to be a part of. There was an event called the Ribbon Cutting Event with LifeVantage that happened in July of 2009, which was before our time. We came in October of 2009, and there's a little bit of me that wished I was at that ribbon cutting event. We weren't there. This is a chance for your contacts to be there. So I wasn't planning on talking that much about, you know, what's been going on here, but I'm glad we got to share that with you guys. Saturday was off the hook. Saturday was amazing, and we're going to talk a little bit more of some things we've observed this week that we're hoping can translate to our other markets. It's funny for me to say our English-speaking markets because we do now have Team True Blue, guys, has a massive Spanish team. It has a massive Chinese team. The Chinese team has done in excess of $6 million in revenue now. They've been with us for over a year with presentations in Chinese every week. And so we've got a lot of things to share with you. So I don't forget, because it's in our notes. If you have a Spanish team, want a Spanish team, or you are Spanish, speak Spanish, you must be on the Spanish call tomorrow at noon Eastern or 6 p.m. Spain time, because there is an exciting announcement that you just don't want to miss. I'm telling you, you don't want to miss it. So we're going to make sure that we post the link inside of Team True Blue's Facebook group.
it will be a Spanish call, so if you don't know Spanish, you may be wasting your time.
Except for the little portion you and I take.
Right.
But nevertheless, if you have any inkling of building a Spanish business, you're going to want to know what we release tomorrow. It's huge. It's really, really awesome, and a lot of work's been put in, and it's incredible. So that gets released tomorrow. We're excited about that. Core value number one is that we live our life with intention and we are purposeful. And that needs to be something that we apply to every phase of our life and business. LifeVantage business, we need to be intentional about the way we invite. We need to be purposeful with the way we invite. And this time of month, of course, we need to be intentional about our goals. The beginning of the month, we're the 4th right now. We want to have some intention and purpose for this month. Last month closed out phenomenal.
So strong.
I know Fred's team had some of the highest volume they've had in maybe a year or more. They closed out really, really strong. Yeah. Off the top of my head, I know Gary Stern's team closed out higher than they've closed out for quite some time. And it was a very, very, very strong month, considering the fact that it's 2 to 3 days shorter than other months. February is always a strong month. March and April, though, is the months. We are right in the
thick of it.
The perfect time to be really intentional and purposeful with every day of your LifeVantage business. And so we were thinking of ways that you could be purposeful and intentional this month. And many people, as we've said before, focus on their volume or their rank. Like, I want to get more volume and I want to get a higher rank. Well, that is a great goal, but in order to do that, it has to be maybe accomplished with some smaller steps. Like, that's the end goal, right? And so I would say that you should maybe look at a couple other areas to improve on other than just looking at volume and rank. And that is events, that's number one, events. Number two, your personal PV. All right, your personal volume. And also how many people in your organization are presenting. So we did an exercise with the Spain leaders here, most of a whole day in the office on a big whiteboard. And we talked about these things because we have a tendency to focus on the wrong things sometime. And right now, you know, for a lot of people that are watching this, maybe you're just wanting to share this with a few people and you don't really have a desire to go out and build a real business with this. And we understand that. So for those that are just wanting to maybe make enough money to get their product free, what maybe your purpose should be this month, a goal, is increasing your personal volume. And that doesn't mean that you're just buying more product, although the more product you use, the better chance you give yourself to have a product story. And if your intention or your purpose or goal is to make enough money so your product's free or to make a few $100, the most simple way to do that is to have product stories. And there is no more stronger story than your own story. It's your story. It's easy to share. It's authentic every time it comes out of your mouth. And it's best to try all the products so that you can develop your own story. And so if you're wanting free product or you want to make a couple $100 a month, your purpose or goal this month should be to go out and get more customers, right? More PV. And you do that by falling in love with the products and sharing the information there. If your desire is to make more than a couple $100 a month, then you may want to look at those other areas we discussed, like events. You know, the Big Events Elite Academy. Okay, we just had one in Charleston, South Carolina. The next one is in Kansas City. Now, to be completely truthful, I don't know the exact number of people we had in Charleston. But when we were going through those Pro 3, Pro 4, Pro 5, Pro 6 ranks, we knew exactly how many people. And I kind of feel bad even saying that. Like, I should know that number. I should know exactly what that number is. I kind of have a rough idea based on how many people are at the party. If there's a lot of people at the party, I know how many people are at the event. And we did good in Charleston. But our goal and your goal, if your desire is to make more money, to make that $1,500 a month, $2,000 a month, you should have the goal of having more people in Kansas City. Now, how do we get more people to Kansas City? It's promotion, of course, but it starts now with the smaller events, like what we just saw in Spain here. You know, there's a meeting with 150 people. And so the question that came to mind Saturday for me was all of our markets back in the U.S., having at least once a month. We've talked about this with a lot of leaders. And last week we talked about, you know, instead of trying to open a market, how about open your city? Remember we talked about that last week? Well, one way you can prove that you're going to be an influencer, Darren used that word, being an influencer, right? They don't wait for people to do things for them. They do it. And that means you should not be waiting for someone else to put together a monthly meeting. If there's no monthly meeting going on in your town, you do it. Okay, I'm not saying to compete with the leaders in your town. If there's already a monthly meeting going on in your market, don't try to compete with them. Try to be a team player, see what you can do to help grow that and create energy and synergy and blow that thing up. But if you're in a market where there is not a scheduled monthly meeting this month, do it. Do it. And the way you're going to get 15 people at that meeting is by doing a bunch of one-on-ones between now and then. All right. So I think you should be purposeful about the event cycle and getting people to more local events and then leading those people from those local events to the granddaddy, and that is Elite Academy.
Well, if you're not keeping your kind of goals right in front of your face, you don't realize and you don't focus any attention on it. If your goal is to have more people at the next, big event, then it will be at the front of your mind and you'll be talking about it every time you're with somebody. So whatever it is, whatever your goals are, you need to have them in front of your face so that you're talking about them on a regular basis. And with this being the 4th of March, it's a great time to go, okay, what is my plan for this month? What do I want to accomplish? And then figure out what you're going to do on a daily basis to make that happen. Brandon talked about the testimony piece of this. It's hard. It's hard to top hearing somebody's expression of appreciation for our products when it has made some major, major changes in their life. And if you've never heard of this product before and you're a guest at a meeting and the person that's not the person that invited you shares their story of what this product did for them, it's kind of like that shoe analogy that we use all the time, right? Where the salesperson you don't listen to, but the stranger you listen to when they say it's a cute shoe. Well, that's exactly what happens at a meeting. So you guys make the most of testimonies. Yes, we're publicly traded. Yes, we have to be careful that we don't say anything that the FDA will not approve. But when you're doing an in-home presentation or anytime you've got a group of people together where you're presenting the LifeVantage opportunity, try to plan in advance for a person to share their personal testimony. It has to be planned in advance because there's going to require a little coaching so that they don't say everything that it's truly done for them, because we can't use any disease names. You guys know the drill. We have to be careful with our words. But if we coach them and say, listen, I know that you've shared with me personally, Protandim has done this, this, and this for you. This is a way that you can share that story with our group without it being non-compliant. And if you plan that in advance, ask them to keep it around 3 minutes, it adds such value to the presentations. And I know in our earlier days, we always had a testimony. And then we started realizing the seriousness of making sure that it was all compliant.
Once upon a time, our team calls on Sunday were just off the hook with real testimonies.
For real.
It was fire. And some of you guys will remember, we even had it archived on the right side of our website, our team website.
By disease state.
By disease state. You could literally click.
Doodles.
Oopsie doodles. It wasn't no oopsie. We were very intentional about what we were doing. It just wasn't very safe for the company. So we were asked to take it off.
Like immediately.
So yeah, like, we're going to suspend your account, Cunninghams, if you don't take that down. So yeah, we wanted our paycheck. So we took that down. But one-on-one, guys, you're safe. One-on-one, you're sitting with someone across the table and your story is off the hook. Let it rip. Just tell them what it is.
Well, you know the value too, if somebody is at that presentation and they hear the person's story, afterward, if you know that your guest is intrigued, say, listen, let's go talk to them. If you want more details, let's go talk to them individually, and then you can have them get more of the story. Third-party validation.
Yep. The bigger the meeting, the more careful you got to be about your testimony, because in today's world, used to be it was really like one person was videotaping. Now like everybody's videotaping, and it's on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. And so just don't say anything with a disease state. But testimonies are fire. They're just, guys, if you want to build this business Go have testimonies at every opportunity. I'm going to talk about it here when we get into this last part of this call about what you can do to be intentional and purposeful there. Yeah, let's jump into that. What do we got? We're a few minutes in. Yeah. I apologize, guys, for being a little asleep when this thing first started. You guys have to understand, they don't eat lunch here till 2 p.m., okay? And so Lynette and I are literally like telling them, in 5 minutes, we're walking out of this office.
Bye.
Like they were like not moving. It's 2 p.m. almost. We're like, guys, in 5 minutes, we're out. We're going to eat. But they eat for literally 2 hours here at lunch. It's a 3-course meal, right? And then they're done till 7?
No, I think 5. There's like a 3-hour gap. From 2 to 5, there is nothing going on. There is no productivity around here.
So it's been crazy. But my point is, I sat down and you guys see me drinking an Axio. Like, I got so much food in my stomach. I'm like, I sat down. I'm like, I'm not our morning, 12 o'clock coffee, breakfast. So anyway, we're kind of catching up. My brain's kind of catching up now. My mouth is catching up. So there's something I want to share with you. We're prepping for this weekend. Lynette and I both get to present in Barcelona.
2 weeks.
It's in 2 weeks, yeah. This weekend's Madrid. If you got peeps near Madrid, get them to the meeting at Madrid, guys. Not anticipating 150 people, but nevertheless, there's going to be a duplicate of what we did Saturday. Doctors panel, leadership, the whole 9. In preparing for my presentation, just looking through some notes, there's something I came across that I wanted to share with you today that I think was just so powerful, and it's this. You are going to experience one of 2 pains in your life. You're either going to experience the pain of discipline, or you're going to experience the pain of regret. Okay, 1 or 2. Either you're going to be disciplined in your life and achieve the things you want to achieve, or you're not going to be disciplined and you are going to feel the pain of regret. The what if, or the shoulda, I shoulda, right? The coulda. The shoulda, coulda, woulda, right? You're going to feel that. And I just kind of wanted to break that down for you guys because it kind of starts, in our opinion, Lynette and I, we laugh about this. She's laughing now. It starts with your day. You have to start, you got to win the day, guys. If you win the first hour of the day, you win the day. Most of the time, you win the day. And unfortunately, I don't know what the number is, but it's a high number of people don't spend any time in the morning trying to win. They sleep to the absolute last second that they can sleep, or they'll, hit the alarm 7 times, the snooze, and they just grab whatever food they can grab, usually junk, and off into their day with no investment in themselves, their family, their faith, their future, nada. And they lose. They just become a number. They just become a number. They're just like a robot in the system at that point. And then they come home, and because they're miserable from the day they've spent and the fact that they got no investment in themselves, physically, emotionally, spiritually, they're empty. So then they go into I deserve to be treated mode, and they go and sit down and veg out and they absolutely lose the day.
If this is foreign information to you guys, if that doesn't compute, read the Miracle Morning. It will lay it all out for you right there. But it's so true. When you get your day started off right, everything else just kind of falls in line and you get stuff done.
I was listening to a podcast with Brendan Burchard, which I'm not a big fan of his, but this one was off the hook. And I need to go back and look at the statistic, but it blew my mind, the statistic. It was something like 40% of all multimillionaires, not just a millionaire, but 40% of multimillionaires work out 5 times a week or more, and their workout, the number even doubled up to like 80% of those that get that workout done before 9 a.m., become extremely wealthy multimillionaires. Not quite into the billion range, but the number was off the hook. So what's the point? The point is, number one, they're investing in themselves physically, okay? And number two, they're getting it done early in the day, that they were done by 9 a.m., right? And so I want you guys to understand that you're either going to feel the pain of discipline, because who wants to work out every morning? Who wants to work out 5 times a week? Nobody. Nobody. Besides her?
Only because I know it. No, I wasn't. No, but it's because it's part of who I am now, and so I'm not happy if it doesn't happen.
Well, because there's this thing called dopamine, right? And it's for real. It's what has people stuck in their phones, you know, just waiting for someone to like or love or comment on their stuff. Because when you like or love or comment on someone's stuff in Facebook, for real, dopamine is released in the brain, and that's a drug. It's a drug that's extremely, extremely strong. Well, same things accomplished when you work out, but here's my point. If you don't have 15 minutes in the morning to invest in yourself, you don't have a life. You don't. If you can't take 15 minutes for yourself, there is no chance you build a business at LifeVantage. None. None. You're going to have to be purposeful and understand that it takes discipline to do that, or you're going to be a part of LifeVantage 5 years from now and regret the fact that you've been in for 5 years and didn't do anything with it. So that's kind of on the daily schedule, how I want you guys to be purposeful. The other way is IPA, right? Income producing activities. So I want you to be disciplined. I said purposeful, but I want you to be disciplined so that you don't feel regret later with what you're doing in your business, specifically social media. Okay, so why don't you be very disciplined that the first 20 minutes or 30 minutes or however long you're on social media building your business, that it's an IPA, it's an income building activity. You're not just scrolling, you're not just responding to the people who put stuff on your post, that you're actually going out. Guys, listen. If you want your post to explode, if you wonder why some people have more likes and loves and comments than you do, it's because those people are givers, not takers. They are going out and they are loving and liking and commenting on 10, 20, 30, 40, or 50 people's posts that are not in LifeVantage. Okay, people that are in LifeVantage, that unless they're in your group, they can't make you money. They've already signed up. All right, so go give some love or some comments to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 people before you start responding to the people that's put some stuff on your post. All right, be intentional about that. Be purposeful. Be disciplined about that activity, and you're going to see your results start to skyrocket. Be disciplined that after you've made those comments, that you're not going to go into the scroll hole until you've started 5 conversations with make sure you start conversations every day with new people before you fall into the scroll hole. Have that discipline. Let the scroll, if that's fun for you, entertainment, let that only happen after you've done the income producing activities. The last thing I'll say is this, guys, the event cycle. We already touched on it a little bit. But it takes discipline. It takes discipline to do all the one-on-one meetings. It takes discipline to schedule. Like, okay, maybe you're sitting there and you're like, okay, there is no meeting this month in my town. What do I do? Well, first step is schedule a meeting. And the second step is don't let this catch you by surprise in April. Be disciplined with your schedule that you will pick the date for the next 90 days. Pick the next 3 months. You should be looking at your LifeVantage business in 90-day sections already, all right? And be disciplined that you're going to commit to this. We say marry the process and divorce the results, right? And so I just wanted you guys to remember that today, that you're going to experience one of 2 pains in life. Either the pain of discipline, which will yield you the results you want in everything, whether it's your health, your family, spiritually, physically, financially. It takes discipline, all right? Or if you're not going to be disciplined and you're just going to go with how you feel that day, you are probably, no, you're going to feel regret because you're going to have to be disciplined. You're going to feel regret. Discipline is difficult, and it cannot be imposed by someone else. It has to be imposed on yourself. You have to impose it on yourself. That means you have to want it worse than you don't want it. All right. So anyway, I know that message at the end's not for everybody, but we did give enough nuggets out there for everybody in the team that's watching these trainings and these lives. We love seeing all of our American LifeVantage buddies on here. What's up, Tanea? You have been amazing working. Tanea, shout out to Tanea and Tim Cox and the crew that was behind a lot of the IT. Tori Hill, I know, did a recording. So shout out to you guys for going to bed late and waking up early to get that link up to the team for the virtual workshop. I know we got it in a smidgen late this month, but I didn't really hear anything too I don't think we threw anybody into too much of a whirlwind with that. We will be a little bit more intentional for April. Trust us. That link will be up a little sooner, but we are grateful for Tanea, Tim, all the people that participated in that workshop. I hope you guys took advantage of that. So anyway, you got anything you want to say?
No, I'm good.
Besides, hasta luego. See you guys next week. We'll be coming off the heels of an amazing event in Madrid, Spain, an amazing city. I would love for you guys to get a Spanish team and then come over to Spain with us the next time we're coming, because this won't be the last time we're in Spain, and we kind of know some cool places. we're kind of getting our bearings around here, and we're even learning some Spanish. So you guys, great seeing you guys all on here. Tag your teams in this team call. Let them know how important this is. And remember tomorrow's call with the Spanish team. Let's just say it's going to be crazy. A little hint. It's going to be crazy. All right. So with that, we're out. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.